If the benefits of exercise could be put in a pill, it would be the single greatest blockbuster medication of all time. What you might not know is you can use something as simple as walking to help you get started. In fact, walking at least 30 minutes a day brings impressive benefits like increased fat-burning metabolism, it strengthens the heart, it improves digestion, it lowers blood sugar levels, and it improves insulin sensitivity. Walking also eases joint pain, it boosts immune function, it boosts energy, it improves your mood, it can tone your legs, and it can help clear your head and help you think creatively. In short, it promotes optimal gene expression. The best part? It's free. Walking helps everyone. It brings a boatload of benefits no matter what your goal is. The problem is, a sedentary person may only average 1,000 to 3,000 steps a day. For example, if your typical day consists of waking up, driving to work to sit for 8 hours, drive home from work, and just general movement around the house like doing dishes and walking back and forth to the fridge, that is the definition of a sedentary lifestyle. And that amount of inactivity increases your risk of developing chronic disease tenfold. That's where walking comes into play. It's an unbelievably effective way to get started towards your health and weight loss goals. And the barrier of entry is non-existent. All you have to do is get your butt off the couch and start moving, which drastically increases adherence. Because it's so much easier to just get out of the house and go for a walk rather than trying to go to the gym. The gym can be an intimidating place for a lot of people. So how do you develop a consistent walking routine? Because finding the time to do it is the biggest roadblock for a lot of people. The most important thing is to specifically set aside time for walking. Schedule your walks. We're all given the same 24 hours every day. Some spend it more wisely than others. But if you don't create the time for exercise now, you're gonna have to find time for illness later on. Confucius famously said, "A healthy man wants 1,000 things. A sick man only wants one." In short, health is wealth. When I found out about all the benefits that walking brings, but more importantly, the negative health consequences of living a sedentary lifestyle, it became a complete no-brainer to integrate it as part of my daily routine. It's your free ticket to getting out of a sedentary lifestyle, because the barrier of entry again is non-existent. You don't need a gym membership to go for a walk. You just need to walk. Walking is so powerful that in this new study of 329,000 people shows that walking even just 8,200 steps a day is associated with lower risk of depression, obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, sleep apnea, and GERD. But not all walks are created equal. Timing matters, so to maximize your results, you want to specifically go for a walk after every meal. Recent stats show that 88% of American adults have some form of metabolic dysfunction. That's where the magic of walking after a meal comes into play, because you use your muscles for locomotion, resulting in lowered blood sugar levels. Walking after a meal actually increases insulin sensitivity by up to 30%, and it lowers the postprandial glycemic response by up to 50%. In fact, walking is twice as effective for managing high blood sugar as prescription medication like metformin. The former is free and only brings benefits, while the latter costs money and brings possible negative side effects. And the faster you can regulate blood glucose and insulin, the faster you're going to lose weight and improve your overall health. When you take your walk during the day also matters, because the body's insulin response can lessen as the day progresses, especially in older adults. So the earlier you finish eating your last meal, the better. You want to be done eating 3 hours before going to bed. In fact, a 2016 study of people with type 2 diabetes found that even just 10 minutes, not even 15 minutes of walking after a meal helped control their blood sugar levels. Unsurprisingly, the researchers actually saw the biggest differences with walking after dinner compared to other times of the day. This goes back to the body's ability to manage blood sugar in the evening to be the weakest. And bonus points if you can take your walk somewhere in nature like a trail, a park, or close to a body of water. Because walking in nature controls depression, it reduces anxiety, it helps strengthen the immune system, it speeds up recovery after sickness, it reduces your risk of getting cancer, and generally just makes you a happier human being. The Japanese have been practicing this since the 80s. They call it Shinrin-yoku, or forest bathing. They also have some of the longest lifespans on the planet. Next, you can also take your calls while walking. This is easily one of the best ways to get in more steps without disrupting your schedule too much. It's a match made in heaven because you've already set aside some time to take a phone call, so why not pair it with something that doesn't take away from it, like walking? Taking phone calls while walking can also get you in a state of flow and help you concentrate better. It's most likely because of the increased blood circulation in your body. Next, learn while walking. You can switch from reading a physical book to listening to audiobooks so you can learn while walking. It's gonna change your life. Personally, when I made this switch, I went from reading maybe one book a month to listening to 1 or 2 audiobooks per week. And there's a lot of free apps you can use and free audiobooks you can download. You can also listen to podcasts. All you need is a pair of headphones and you're set. Next, turn walking into social time. It's so much more engaging because walking is a shared experience. You're moving around. All your senses are being engaged. It's so much easier to make conversation because you're changing your scenery. And you can notice your surroundings, which gives you more talking points. You don't have these awkward silences if you sit at a restaurant where you're just staring at the wall or each other. And if you're on a date, it's so much easier to initiate physical contact if you're walking side by side. And I'm not a dating coach, but it works pretty well. Next, integrate walking as part of your lifestyle. Given the choice, only 2% of people choose to take the stairs instead of the escalator or elevator. Every extra step you take counts towards improving your health. They all add up. Descending stairs is also great for balance and coordination. And if you're only going up or down 1 or 2 floors, taking the stairs is almost always faster than waiting for the elevator. If you're shopping, don't be one of those people who drives around for 10 minutes looking for a parking spot close to the entrance, because all the spots that are a little bit further away are always open. If you have a treadmill at home, and treadmills are great if you live in a 4-season country, don't just let it collect dust. Get on it while watching TV. Earn your Netflix time. If you have a desk-bound job where you sit for at least 8 hours, ideally, for every hour you're working, you want to move for around 5 minutes. For every 2 hours, you need to move for at least 10 minutes. You can really only go about 20 minutes of peak cognitive performance. After that, your concentration will start to go down. So going for a quick walk will actually help you become more productive because you're going to get an immediate boost in cognitive function from increased blood flow and oxygen delivery to the brain when you go for a quick walk. You're also going to spike neurotransmitters that elevate mood and improve your focus and concentration. You can opt for a stand-up desk at work if you can, because it also helps with posture. Because the term sitting is the new smoking isn't really too far-fetched. Sitting is a disease and walking is the cure. Did you know that standing for 3 hours every day instead of sitting has the equivalent calorie consumption benefit as running 10 marathons a year? Next, if you're traveling and you have a layover, walk around the airport. It's a great way to help pass time. So if you find these little ways to integrate more walking into your life, it eventually becomes a habit. And all these little changes add up to staggering results over time. Now, if you enjoyed this video, then you don't want to ignore this one. I'll see you there.